HBO, what are we doing? What are we doing out here? Okay, because we have HBO Max, which is now going to be called Max in like a couple months or whatever, right? Which I don't understand what's the whole point of it, especially when you made your entire business on HBO, but whatever. Now, HBO Max or Max is going to be introducing 3 new plans. All right. So you have the Max Add Light plan, which is going to be $10 a month or $100 a year. All right. Going to have 2 concurrent streams. All right. Then meaning you could give your password to one other person, blah, blah. Right. Then you got the ad free, and that's going to be $16 a month or $150 a year. All right. Then you can have 2 streams. Then you got the ultimate ad free, which is going to be $20 a month or $200 a year, and it's going to be 4 streams. Okay, so you have one where you're still going to get ads, but it's not going to be as many, or so they say. You may have as many as you have with YouTube, and it may even cut in between. Who knows? Then you're going to have the ad free for 2 streams, and then you're going to have the ultimate for 4 streams. All right, so I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, because I do have HBO Max, and I'm like, y'all doing too much, y'all, because one, y'all be taking off shows and or movies. For example, I remember I was trying to watch my Harry Potter. I think I was on like movie 5 maybe, and I was like, okay, it's the next day, let me go and click on it and let me go and watch it. And I couldn't find it. All I could find was like the little game show thing that they had, and I was like, okay, why am I seeing a game show? I was like, okay, let me go and actually type it in. I was seeing like Fantastic Beasts, and I'm like, this ain't what I'm looking for. And then I went and Googled, like, why can I not find it? And then they were saying, oh, well, they lost their rights to it for a certain period of time, blah, blah. So I had to go and buy it on Amazon and whatnot. And I'm like, y'all taking y'all stuff off. You're not making sure that your stuff is up to date as it should be. And people were over here complaining about other things that they like watching, which, and like I said, I like watching just, other kinds of movies. Harry Potter is one of my favorite things to watch, but you have people who like their animation and stuff like that, the cartoons and just other kind of things like that. And they're taking all this stuff off. They're taking off movies, they're taking off shows, just like what Netflix was doing. They're canceling shows after 1 season, taking this off, taking that off, taking that off, taking that off. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a little confused. Why am I paying for all this if you're taking away content? If you're not giving me all the content that there is, same thing with Disney Plus that I don't like. There are a lot of movies that were from back in the day, like Disney Channel original movies, okay? And even put it on the Disney Plus, and I'm like, well, I want this movie. And I'm like, well, why is this not on here? Why is this movie not on here? Why is this not on here? Why is this not on here? So why are you taking off all these things? I mean, what's the point of us paying for a subscription if we're not going to be getting everything that's supposed to be encompassed within a subscription? So that's one of my things. And, you got a whole bunch of people who are like, that's just ridiculous. I want to cancel my whole entire subscription. But also another thing that gets me is like this. The whole point of moving away from cable to go to subscription services was because subscription services were actually affordable. Okay. Because you're paying cable, you may be having like a $200 whatever cable bill every single month. All right. Because you either have like basic channels, and if you get your little extra, 3-digit channels and stuff like that, it's like, I'm probably not even gonna watch all this stuff. Let me just go and get a subscription service. So that's where Netflix came in, and they were like, well, we got a whole bunch of stuff. And then y'all just kept raising y'all prices up and up and up and up and up to where people are like, yo, I'm paying $25 for you. And think about all of the subscription services you have. You got HBO, you got Disney, you got Peacock, you got Discovery Plus, you got BET Plus, you got Netflix, and I mean, you got the Tubi, you got the Hulu, you got it's just so many other ones you got. And then now they're doing this thing where only certain things are going to be on certain places, right? So instead of me, like if it's a TV show, for example, instead of it being like on Fox and then I put it on a subscription service, like, no, it's just going to be on subscription service. That's it. So you're gonna have to get mine. And it's not like it's like a HBO or Netflix. Okay, those are really, in my opinion, the 2 heavy hitters. We're gonna put this on Peacock. I'm not getting a Peacock. I don't want to get a Peacock so I could go and watch the Continental. I don't want to do that. What? Why would I want to do that? You know, for Hulu, for example, when Predator came, when the Prey came out, Prey, you know, for the Predator franchise. Oh, well, you gotta have Hulu. Well, I don't really want Hulu, y'all. I don't want to have to get Hulu just so I could watch this. Well, why wasn't this put in the movie theater? Because I would have just watched it there. You know, so it's a lot like with these streaming services. I don't know. It's like they're feeling themselves too much. Well, we get to raise our prices and take things off. And what are y'all going to do about it? Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. That's what I'm going to do. You know, so that's one of the things that really irritates me. But I got 2 comments because I was scrolling through the webs and I seen people, you know, they were making some good points. One, it says, so HBO Max is rebranding and increasing their prices. That's essentially what it is. That's the whole taking out the HBO and just making it Max. That's their rebranding. And they're upping their prices, which I think is dumb that, well, if you don't want ads, you pay a certain amount. But if you want ads and if you're okay with it, then you pay a certain amount. Well, how come? This is how it should be. If I'm paying a subscription, I shouldn't be getting ads, period. There should be no extra, you know, oh, we could get some ads and this and that. That was the reason why I didn't get the Peacock. Because I remember I looked and I was like, okay, I could get the first tier because I wanted to watch. It was Harry Potter movies again. This was for the HBO subscription. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I could go over here and go watch it, right? Oh, well, if you pay this first tier, you get some ads. Oh, like, so I'm still getting ads? Why? I'm still getting ads for this stuff? Well, why am I paying? Well, you could pay an extra blah blah dollars and get no ad. Come on, man. I ain't got time for this. But yeah. And if you pay for an annual subscription, you're only going to get 6 months after the launch of HBO, then pay again for the new price at the tier that you want. All right. So that's also another thing with this whole thing. So I'll put up the tiers again. All right. You got the 1, 2, and 3 tiers. And they said that after 6 months, they said at least, which means it is going to be. Okay. So they said after 6 months, you're going to keep whatever price that you had originally. And then they're going to kick you to whatever the next subscription is or whatever you choose. And or you're going to have to just cancel your account, which is ridiculous.